Hey everybody, Dual666 here for another Blu-ray DVD horror update. Gonna be for July 12th here today, so I know it's kind of late. Been working really hard, kind of trying to promote it and throw the link to my channel around a few groups and stuff on social media. But finally getting to it. You know me, I like to do my uploads really late at night. I know it's not the best for traffic, but it's just kind of what I like to do. It's what I've always done. Also, you know, in comparison to a lot of people's videos I've seen lately, I've been kind of engaging with a lot of people in the community. I've made notes that probably going to try and keep my videos pretty short for the most part. Try to be pretty speedy about it and just get through everything. You know, I know that like some people really just like take their time and there's long videos. I don't mind listening to those long videos either. But as far as what I'm going to be doing, it's going to be, you know, fairly brief. And, you know, that's what the comment section below is for. If you want to talk to me about something else, about a film that I didn't mention that you feel is, like, integral to, you know, that film, then, you know, bring it up in the comment section. Let's talk about it. I really can't stress that enough, actually. If you're watching this, like, it means more to me than anything, like, if you would comment. Like, subscribers, likes, you know, all that shit aside, really, like, I'm just looking for conversation. Like, the engagement is what I'm here for. So, don't be afraid. Let's talk about things. You know, add me on social media. I'll have a link to that shit as well. And, yeah. So we're going to get into it. You know how I like to get things started here. So we got a Bava. Good stuff. Bavarian style Hefeweizen. Good stuff. The world's oldest brewery. Cheers, everybody. And for all you stoners out there. There we go. A little fog for atmosphere, and we're going to get right into it. Oh, yes! First one we got here is The Pyramid. You see, this came out just a few years ago in 2014. This was pretty cool. You know, I walked into it thinking that it was going to be pretty similar to The Mummy or something like that, but it was actually, honestly, like a pretty cool thing all its own. I really had no problems with it. Like, you know, something like this that doesn't really go heavy on, like, pretty much anything. It's just a really suspenseful movie. I really enjoy what they did with this. A lot of times things can fail, and you just, like, find yourself wondering, when the fuck is this going to end? But I actually had a really good time with this, so you should definitely check out The Pyramid. It's pretty cheap over at Rite Aid, I believe. I found it somewhere at some Rite Aid. So, you know, that's what that is. Cool disc art. I'm going to try and remember to show the disc arts from now on, because I think that that's pretty cool, too. This is something I've been looking for a long time. One of the better Stephen King adaptations as far as miniseries kind of goes. You know, pretty blank disc. You know, it's a double-sided disc because it's such a long series, but it's Tommyknockers. I believe this came out in the 90s, but I'm not super sure, and it doesn't say on here. To my knowledge, I haven't been able to find it. But I've known about this my whole life. This is a pretty fucking cool series. It's pretty fucking long, you know, for one viewing. But that's how I just rewatched it myself. So it's definitely worth it. This was a pretty good King adaptation. One of the better ones that I know of. So there's that. Tommyknockers. Next, we have something from a series that I have been buying from. Like, I've been getting movies from this fucking company since I started collecting. The Maneater series. I don't even know who their affiliates are or what kind of where their company kind of came from, but they've been putting out movies like In the Spider's Web, Blood Monkey, stuff with Gary Busey. I forget what that tiger movie's called, but other stuff. Like, they kind of got more of like creature features at some point instead of like killer animal movies. But this one is definitely a killer animal movie. We've got Malibu Shark Attack. This is a total fun fucking cheese fest. I had a lot of fun watching this, honestly. If you really like the Shark Attack films from the early 2000s, like, this is where it's at, man. This is so hilarious. And honestly, like, I've seen some pretty bad films in the Maneater series, but this is not one of them. Like, as far as bad, so bad it's bad. This is not what you're gonna get. This is so bad it's fucking good. It's pretty fun. Malibu Shark Attack, that came out in good lord, 2009. All right, we got ourselves a double feature here. We just had this on a Q video the other night. It's kind of hard to see because there's two films on there, but that says South Bronx Heroes, and the bottom film is The Black Godfather. Got some Blaxploitation going on here. This is a really fucking cool set that I did not fucking even knew existed, and I found it at a pawn shop for probably $1, I think. So it was really cool to find this. Stuff like this is so fucking underappreciated for what it fucking is, and you know, these are very low budget films, very you know, much a product of their time, but like, it's just such a fucking enlightening look at like culture over the last fucking 25, 40, even 40, you know, years or so. These are really cool films. You should definitely be on the lookout for finding little gems like this. But yeah, South Bronx Heroes. I don't know what year that one came out, but I know that The Black Godfather came out in 1974. So you definitely check out. I believe South Bronx Heroes is an 80s movie, but it may be late 70s. You should definitely check these out. Both of them were so fucking cool. South Bronx Heroes not so much as The Black Godfather, but still a really good time. Alright, so as far as like found footage or like documentary style horror, I'm not super big into that. You know, it's hit and miss, and most of the time it's missed, man. But I actually was pleasantly surprised with this next find. I think this was like $1.99 at Family Dollar or somewhere. I don't even remember exactly where I got it. But it's Living Among Us. Yeah, $1.95. Look at that. Pretty cool disc art as well. I love it when it's not just some plain disc. Hope you guys are enjoying Silent Madness by Deadly Blessing as well. That's some sick-ass old school metal for you. But anyways, this vampire movie. These two guys, you know, are invited, you know, by this group of vampires into their home to see how they live. Apparently vampires have gone public and are trying to convince us humans that they're not out for blood or killing people anymore. But as you can imagine, with such cheap little adventures like this, these people soon realize that they're in for a lot more than they bargained for, and that they need to get the fuck out. And I was really not expecting this movie to be so likable, but really, like, just everything about it seemed just so perfectly charming, and like, you know, it's winking at you the entire time. You know what you're watching, but like, it's still pretty fun. So I would give this a try. Among the Living, and this came out in 2016, I think. Yeah, 2017, maybe 2016, something like that. That was pretty fun. I'm gonna hit the spear back here a little bit, let my palette. Okay. Alright. So we've got here a couple of Blu-rays. First one here being Overlord. Been teasing this a little bit with some posts. And I saw this one a few months back. One of my buddies, you know, had asked me if I'd seen it. We put it on, we streamed it tonight, and that was all I have to say, man. I was really not prepared for how good this movie was going to be. So it came out 2 years ago, 2018. J.J. Abrams, of all people, you know, directed this. This is really fucking intense filmmaking, and I really got to hand it over, man. Like, this came out so fantastic. I have absolutely zero complaints with this movie. Like, plot-wise, I don't feel like it ever drifted too far off. The acting's fucking great. The ridiculous fucking gore and mutation effects and stuff like that, like the occult science sort of, you know, undertones. It's an insult to call them undertones, because it's truly what this movie is about. This is just a totally batshit insane World War II movie. So you should definitely check out Overlord. Good fucking stuff. Check that out for sure. Though I doubt very many of you who watch this have not seen it by now. Next one we have here is the second Blu-ray and the last Blu-ray I've actually got here for this update. The 12 Devils Do. it up for $4.95. I believe it's from Family Dollar, maybe Dollar General or something like that. So, as you know, I haven't bought too many Blu-rays because I just acquired a Blu-ray player for the first time since I started collecting about 10 years ago. So, I'm starting to find some more titles that I wasn't necessarily going to buy on DVD, because for some reason a lot of DVDs stay really, really expensive, while you can find some of their Blu-ray counterparts in a cheaper fucking release. So you get something like this. I went into this pretty much expecting nothing. There's so many of these possession movies now, and so many of them are really bad. I'm really not going to tell you that this one is one of the worst I've seen, but it could barely hold my attention as it was. I just thought this was okay. There's not much to it. You're going to get everything that you fucking think you're going to get, and maybe a little more. Maybe just a little bit more. It's really not bad. It's not one of the worst that I've seen. My cat's trying to get into the room. He's putting his little paw under the door. Little fucker. Anyways, but yeah, this is definitely not one of the worst I've seen in the genre. But if you're not really out for this sort of stuff, I wouldn't waste your time with it. But I'm a completist. I'm looking for everything. I've got a massive appreciation for the whole genre, every subgenre of it. So stuff like this, is still pretty fun if you're really like a diehard for the genre. So give it a try. Devil's Due. Alright, so back to some DVDs. We've got quite a few more actually, so keep on going. We've got Doom Annihilation. This came out a few years ago. I've actually watched this a couple times, and man, oh man, is it different to the 2006 one with The Rock and I forget what homeboy's name is. I think it's Carl Urban. Yeah, it's Carl Urban and Dwayne Johnson, and probably a few other names that I should name, but I can't remember right now. But anyways, this isn't so bad itself. As far as the violence and blood and gore and shit, like, it's pretty light in comparison to the other film. But all in all, this was pretty fucking entertaining. I had honestly low expectations for it, just based upon what I've seen and heard about it. Not a lot of people that I know that have known about this movie have been too happy about it. So I know I'm just a fucking stammering son of a bitch. So bear with me. Anyways, Doom Annihilation. Good lord. Anyways, not so bad. I wouldn't put it up with the other one. I really, really liked the 2006 film with The Rock, but this isn't so bad as like a reboot, reimagining, follow-up sort of thing. So you should definitely check it out if you're a big fan of Doom. Like, obviously, that's a sick fucking franchise. Check that out. I'm gonna try and keep the rambling to a bare minimum as we continue. Next one we have here, it's one of these thin little sleeves that I get from Family Dollar. This one is The Devil's Tomb. This was kind of more similar, actually, to Doom 2006, actually, than Doom Annihilation, in my opinion. This really wasn't too bad. I would think I was a little bit drunk when I watched it, so, as far as most of the details of the film, I'm definitely going to have to get back to you on that. But I remember having a good time at the very least. So there's that. It's hard for me to take, something that's in this sleeve so serious, so I tend to, lubricate with alcohol and a little bit of marijuana before I get into something like this. It's not a good mix for remembering something very well, but it is what it is. Sometimes you need it to get through a film. But this one actually, was fun enough. I'll definitely be giving it a rewatch, and I'll probably be talking about it when I do, like, subgenre specific video for this type of shit, like some sort of zombie film, new age zombie film, or whatever the fuck I decide to classify it as. But as far as I'm concerned, The Devil's Tomb was actually a lot of fun. You should definitely check it out. Okay, so now I really, really gotta stress how much I was disappointed by this next thing here. A lot of people told me, oh, it's really good. My dad, he loves the first one, and he told me, like, oh man, it was so good. I didn't think that it was going to be good. I saw how they were going to change the storyline and change things up so much. I didn't think it was going to be good, but my dad still told me that he really enjoyed it. He told me I needed to see it. So, sucker I am. I went out and got it. This is the new Child's Play, and fuck, man, I don't want to sit here and talk shit about this film because I could do it for days, man. I have so much really horrible things to say about this. I just feel like this is a cheap shot, like, to what I held so valuable as a fan to the original. You know, like this is a fucking travesty, man. I don't normally roast a film so hard on my channel, but I was just, me and my wife both, you know, we were watching it together. We love all the entire other franchise, even the new movies, Cult of Chucky. There was another one, Curse of Chucky. You know, even those most recent films, we both love those films. And when I watched this, I couldn't even stop myself from talking through it. Like, I felt insulted that this is what they had offered up as, like, you know, a modernized remake. I just thought that this was a fucking cop-out. And, you know, if you must see it, by all means, you know, take a gander. But it's not good in my book, man. You know, as you know, I'm a completist, so here it is. It's going to be right next to all the other ones, but man, oh man, this is definitely my least favorite Child's Play film of all time. So that's it. Final word on the subject. Going to stop roasting that film now. I'm probably never going to talk about it again. So, yeah, Child's Play. Wow. So we're going to get back to some good stuff to end the update. We've got a few more films here. From 1997, we have Event Horizon. This is a really fucking cool sci-fi movie. Don't even want to give away anything of the plot. You just need to watch this immediately. There's plenty of everything for every type of film fan out there, like all around. Event Horizon, if you've not seen this, you need to see it. So that's really all I have to say about it. Get that shit. Next up, we have one of my personal favorites. I saw this really, really young, and I just acquired it finally on DVD. I don't know how I can put off things that I want so bad for so long. But I discovered this film in an old VHS called Famous or Fantastic Dinosaurs of the Movies. And it was basically a documentary on all the animation effects from the, you know, probably 40s and 50s and 60s. Stuff like, you know, Ray Harryhausen sort of stuff like that. But also, you know, pretty much every other monster movie as well. So, like, stuff like Godzilla, Valley of the Lost or whatever, fucking, plenty of other shit like that, basically. But mainly, like, Ray Harryhausen and, like, Godzilla sort of stuff, Rodan, them. So, anyways, we're gonna get right to it, finally. Gorgo from 1961. This is a really, really fun movie. I have such a fucking soft spot for it because my dad brought me up on Japanese monster movies, and this is totally a fucking, this is like, you know, the American counterpart to it all. Like, I saw this so young because I just, you know, I heard about it, I had to have it, so my parents found it, and I had a VHS when I was very young of it, and I'm super happy to have it now. It's actually behind some of my shelves over here off camera, but I actually have a really large Gorgo poster in here as well. I'll clear that off a little bit so you guys can see it at some point. So yeah, definitely check out Gorgo. This is a really fun monster movie. Alright, got a triple pack here. So I teased a little bit in some 80s fan groups about a couple of 80s films that I was going to review tonight. So I've always been kind of cruel to Bava. But I've kind of changed my opinion over years, growing, you know, trying to appreciate, and I, you know, obviously have found very much appreciation in his work. So I have this triple feature here: A Blade in the Dark from 1983, Macabre from 1980, and Shock from 1977. I feel that they actually get stronger as they go on, you know, chronologically. Shock was a pretty fun film, but very, very cheesy for what it is. I feel like Macabre started making things a little more stylized. You start to see elements of giallo starting to poke in a lot more. And then I say A Blade in the Dark is like the perfect slasher giallo. Honestly, like, it's such a great, great, cheesy little fun ride. I have so much fun with it. So, like, gonna keep it really simple. You know, you should definitely get into these Bava flicks here. All sorts of fun stuff, 70s, 80s stuff. So yeah, Bava, A Blade in the Dark, Shock, and Macabre. Check that shit out. Alright. we've reached the end, my friends. I'm going to wrap it up with some werewolf films here, some really old Universal stuff. So, open that up. It's not very plain disc artwork. Pretty cool. I love that sort of stuff. And it's a double feature of Werewolf of London and She-Wolf of London. Werewolf of London being from 1935 and She-Wolf of London coming from 1946. So, really seminal American horror here. This is so badass, man. Like, 1935, are you kidding me? Like, that's absolutely pivotal to have a werewolf movie, in my opinion. Nothing really holds a candle to the Wolfman for me. That's obviously just the total classic, and I love that movie to death. But these are so much fun. I watched these around Curse of the Werewolf. I had an episode of Svengoolie recorded, so we had a werewolf marathon with that. But what you see is what you get. These are really classic werewolf films. They're a lot of fun if you're into that sort of thing. So take a gander. And that's going to wrap it up, everybody. So I hope you've all enjoyed the plethora, the haul, as it were. And, same old sort of stuff. Oh, I wanted to mention, actually, that the copy of Overlord, I actually got that while I was out with my boy Dan the Sandman. Want to make a point of letting everybody know that you should go and give my boy some love on his channel. I'll leave the link below. But yeah, that's Dan from Dan the Sandman. You're on YouTube. He's been doing reviews and all sorts of horror shenanigans for, goddamn, probably as long as I have. It's been a long time. So go show the man some love. He's always got fresh, cool content. And if you bug him, he may make some more. So let's hope you all go bug him, huh? And anything else that I need to be talking about? I'm gonna put the same old links for my my bands that I'm currently in down below as well. So if you want to check that sort of stuff out as well, it's right there. Really, really appreciate it as well. Well is one of my favorite words, can't you tell? All right, I'm done. So hope everyone's well. Did it again. Take care. Keep on creeping. Until next time, we're going to get some other content going soon, but everyone just be well out there. Take care. Blue666 out. Now I'm going to awkwardly stop my video.